Dear students, good morning. Today I got an opportunity to introduce you with a Nobel International Laureate, Dr. Ian Fry. And sir, good morning. To share your support to us, sir. Sir, kindly enlighten us about your life learning and how you are contributing for society and how you want teenagers to improve themselves so that they can bring positive change into our contemporary world order as a global citizen. Please enlighten us about this, sir.
Pleasure, CK. I would like to meet some of your students. I think the most important thing for them to recognise is that there is no one-size-fits-all when it comes to organising community life, and that we must not only recognise but accommodate and work in a very friendly manner with people of all cultures. One of our problems in society is that division develops around different understandings of culture and religion. And in my capacity as chairman of the Victorian Council of Churches Commission on Interfaith Relations, I do whatever I can to encourage people to work together. And I helped establish the Jewish Christian Muslim Conference of Australia, which hosts meetings and conferences with people, especially young people, of each of those cultures, living together for a few days in constant atmosphere, getting to know each other and feeling comfortable with the way they each think about different aspects of community life. If they go off at a tangent and think that theirs is the only way to live and the only correct way to think about culture, then they are causing a problem, and it's better for them to retire until they have come to a better understanding.
So you gave them that opportunity to learn all those basic social and ethical skills before initiating their process of social interactions, yes, so they can contribute positively for the welfare of the society. And for this, what kind of activities you are organizing there, sir? Yeah. How you are supporting people to learn those values?
We're eager that they already be active in some sort of student organisation or simply be students at secondary schools. And one of our programs with the JCMA is to take a speaker from each of three religions who present their own experience of life in a classroom environment. Well, not necessarily classroom environment. We try to get groups of year 10 and 11 students from a number of schools together, and they have the opportunity to hear of three people's different experiences and to question them. It's very much an interactive situation, and they have an opportunity to ask questions about any aspect of community life which affects them, or the way in which they interact when they meet people of other cultures. Australia is a multicultural society. It's not as perfect as it should be. We do have problems. At the moment, we have considerable difficulties with people abusing Muslims because of their association with the crisis in the Middle East. Okay. And they should not be blaming individual Muslims, and they should be blaming Islam. The world is in crisis circumstantially, and the more people understand about how we got into the situation of world crisis and what we do to live together and to minimise the crisis, live beyond it and live in harmony, then that's important. And so if they don't meet other people of other cultures, they cannot develop that understanding. They just stay cocooned in their own existing ideas.
So these are the things which is important to bring harmony at international level. So people should come together, whether they belongs to different caste, class, clients or religions, they should come together to understand about others. These are the basics to bring those social harmony, sir. And for that, your university, that University of Divinity is promoting the concept there. And how you got this idea? Because it's been, you are a senior and you spent most of your life for bringing positive change into the society. What was the source of inspiration for you, which motivated you to lead your life as a social change agent rather than becoming an entrepreneur or spending more of time to learn and earn? How you lead your life, sir? Please inspire us through your life learnings.
Well, my youth was spent with the Methodist Order of Knights. That's a church organisation which is not very active these days. In fact, I think it's gone out of existence in Australia. And its, one might call it its theme song, was the hymn, "Our charge to keep I have," which refers to one's responsibility to follow divine teachings from God in however one understands God, because we don't all think of God in the same way. But that led me into a regular area of working with young people in Sunday schools initially, and then I was not involved actively until I went to an agricultural college and established a rural youth club. And for my trouble, I was awarded a fellowship to travel to Britain for 6 months, and I took the opportunity to visit other countries while I was away and to meet as many, and I was only 19 at that stage, but it gave me an opportunity to experience people's self-understanding and community activities in several countries. And I briefly stopped in Mumbai on the way through to England and in Sri Lanka. They were my first contacts with overseas countries. And now I work regularly with organisations in India, Sri Lanka, Malaysia. And one experience which was very important to me was when Swami Chaturvedi, the head of the Sri Ramanuja Mission Trust, asked me to go with his senior trustee to Israel and Palestine to help organise peace movements in that very divided region, trying to get
on that Gaza Strip, I think in Israel-Palestine, that disputed area, you went with Ramanujan Trust. Yes.
We didn't succeed in organising the public functions that we wanted to, because the divisions are just so deep there that they could not agree who should speak publicly
about all the geopolitical context, or we should restrain with our own.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yes. And that was a disappointment that we did not succeed. So now I continue to work trying to help organise programs of that nature. And as chairman of, I mentioned I'm chairman of the VCC, Commission on Interfaith Relations. Well, together with the general manager of the Islamic Council of Victoria, I established a joint working group. And so those two bodies, Christian and Muslim, doing things together, especially in organising cultural dinners to get people talking together and hearing about the youth work which each of the organisations attends to and so on. It can be very absorbing. It takes a fair bit of my time. But it's not time that I regret. It's very important.
And it was important to bring those positive change to the society. So you started as a tender. At your tender age, at the age of 19, you've been outside.
Well, I was younger than that when I was in the Order of Knights. I was only a school boy. I suppose I was probably in grade 5 or 6 when that had a big influence on me then.
and those are like divine things influenced you that you should follow the path on righteousness and lead the same. You got all those instincts and inspirations as well as resources which helped you to lead your life to bring positive change into the society. Now, sir, this world has come closer through this social media, and people from all continental part of this world are united together on the social media interface, and they are exchanging their ideas, their comment, their views also.
Yes.
And at this point of time, how can we keep our youth motivated to transcend the boundaries of that nationality, culture, class, creed, religion, and come together to make this world a better place for living? And how can we motivate them to promote the concept of global citizenship, sir? What are your messages to our Indian teenager students and to global teenager students? How should they bring positive change to their perception so that they can make this ideal concept of global governance, global family, and global citizenship a reality? You inspire those teenagers, including me also, so I can lead your mission forward, sir.
Well, one of the things that we've got to do is break the media culture of criticising people of one culture or religion or another, and the way in which the media can actually be quite damaging by discouraging and causing conflict. And I have a young friend who's married now and working in Nagaland with his wife, managing a small home-based I'm not sure quite what he calls it. They're actually providing a home for something like 6 or 8 young children who have been in family difficulties and need care. And they provide an environment for them to grow up together. He's completing a doctorate in philosophy in religious media studies at the moment, and he's very conscious of the role of the media, and he's been looking closely at how the media operates in India and how people of human interests, community interests, can take advantage of the interactive media, especially the small television stations, to encourage harmony and get to know each other's cultures through media discussion. My wife and I were privileged to go to his and his wife's wedding in Nagaland 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to him completing his doctorate and getting involved not only in his children's social work, but in trying to influence the way the media handles questions of culture and religion.
So in this manner, like at least positive change makers should be encouraged, should be supported and promoted, and he followed that path. So I am taking this lesson from you, sir, to lead the path of your spirituality, to learn those basic concepts, and whoever is willing, whoever is having that instinct to learn spirituality and bring positive change, we should unite together.
Yeah.
We should make a club and we should work together so we can share our expertise and we can get their insight, and within short resources we can make more positive change, and media could play a crucial role in this regard, and people from all those humanitarian foresight should come together, should join together, and so that we can bring a positive change into the society.
Young people should not be scared of meeting and relating to people of other cultures. They do tend to stand back, especially if they've been subject to unpleasant teachings or irresponsible teaching at school, and school can be a very difficult environment for young people. The tensions can grow, and so it's important that they think beyond that and think, well, yes, I don't know that young man or that young lady very well. Why don't I try to get to know them better by meeting them and having a cup of coffee together, or having simply chatting together and getting to know them personally, and then I might be able to appreciate what their particular faith understanding is. So I'd certainly tell young people not to shrink back from having contacts, but to deliberately involve themselves in group contact.
And that should be like a kind of like social cohesion movement
Yes,
in a
yes.
group manner.
Yes.
So if they will come together in a group form, they will help to understand themselves effectively, and that could bring a culture of coexistence, culture of harmony, and culture of that spirituality to the society.
It helps them question some of the values that they might have taken for granted and think are the only values to work by, and think, well, that might not be the way I do a particular thing or the way I think about something, but as I said before, one size does not fit all, and if they understand other people's cultures, they won't fall into that trap of thinking that's not the way things should be done. They've got to do it my way.
And that will open our own dimensions of thinking to accept all those like positive qualities of other practices, other rituals, and it will help us to become more acceptable to the society, and people will accept us. That's why this lesson should also be learned, and we will now I will be sharing my students. So you were listening some special experience from Dr. Ian Fry, and he is the owner of University of Divinity and consultant from Australia. And to know more about him, you can visit his website ianrexfry.com. So thank you very much, sir, for your valuable time and support for us. And I hope that your presentation will help students to learn and transform and to become a global citizen. Thanks a lot, sir.
It has been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much,
I
sir.
wish your listeners very best.
Thank you very much, sir, for this, sir. Thank you, sir.
Pleasure.
So, dear students,